everybody.
Good morning, Pauline.
The house is empty.
The housekeeper went to the hospital and the maid left with her.
And the bird watcher lady? Did she go looking for a crested flycatcher or something?
Janice is having breakfast with a prospective client in Boston.
I feel sorry for the client. That woman talks non-stop about birds. What she saw in Galapagos or Patagonia.
I know. Janice sometimes gets carried away.
Yeah, and she doesn't listen. You know, when I last saw her, what was it, 4 months ago? I'd just broken up with Raoul, and I was telling her about it, and she smiled. And I asked her what the fuck she was smiling about, and she said that she saw a tufted chickadee flying about. Yeah, stopped talking to her after that.
You always have fights with Janice.
Where's Kurt?
He went for a walk in the woods. He called me on his phone a while ago and said he was lost. He asked for directions to get back. I gave him the wrong directions.
That's funny. Where's Janice's husband?
I don't know where Ralph is. He may still be in bed.
Jerking off, I bet. Oh, it's a nice day out. The sun is shining for a change.
We should go for a walk. It's beautiful outside.
Yeah, great idea.
Did you have breakfast? The housekeeper left some coffee in the dining room and boiled eggs and rolls.
Yes, I know, I saw that. I had some coffee. God, this place gives me the creeps. I mean, there are no other houses nearby. No human sounds. Only the sounds of birds and wind rustling through the trees. It's very gothic.
I find it soothing. It's the ideal habitat for a writer. This morning I finished a screenplay I've been working on for months.
Another screenplay. What's this one about? Well?
I don't want you to tear it down.
I won't say anything.
An 18-year-old girl from a small town is persuaded by a slick young man she meets in a bar to go off with him to Hollywood. He promises her a screen test and an introduction to a top agent, and she goes off with him to Tinseltown.
Where the guy rapes her, right? Seals her mouth shut with duct tape while he and his friends take turns, and she's forced to work in a brothel downtown, right?
You said you wouldn't say anything. How do you know all this?
I know all about the sex trade. I was friends with this girl from Romania whose experience was identical. I knew her when I was working in a massage parlor on the Lower East Side. See, you should have consulted me on your scripts. My knowledge comes from personal life experience, not from reading books.
Pauline, I don't know when you're telling the truth or when you're making up stories. I never can tell.
Is she lying or not lying? That's just the question. Uncertainty is more interesting than certainty, don't you think?
Not for us working women. You have it easy with the allowance you get from Kate.
Why the fuck do you bring that up all the time? Aunt Kate has helped you out many times.
She's provided financial backing for some of my projects over the years.
Bullshit! Your movies were flops! Kate knew that. She helped you out to boost your ego.
All I was saying was I have to work for a living while you don't have to.
And you know damn well that Aunt Kate gives me an allowance because my father helped her through hard times. She doesn't even like me. She thinks I'm some kind of deviant, a depraved wench practicing abominable perversion.
Bragging or complaining. I never can tell with you. You have all the luck, girl.
You're unlucky, I'm lucky. Don't whine, you're doing fine. You make movies. You write screenplays. You do what you want to do.
Well, I don't know about that. Well, you have to go where they send you. How would you like to live in Glendive, Montana, in the middle of nowhere, doing a documentary on the Yellowstone River for the National Geographic?
Was that where you were?
Yeah. They asked me to do the narration on a film on the dinosaur fossils found there. I spent days tramping up and down the gray, gooey clay of the Badlands.
Was that where you met Kurt?
No, I met him in Miles City where I went for the weekend. Yeah, I was hoping to meet a cowboy for 1 or 2 nights. Yeah. Instead, I met Kurt at a bar. He was there on vacation. He'd gotten it into his head that he should try fishing in the Yellowstone River.
Oh, and he caught you.
He didn't catch me. I had just broken up with Brandon. I was lonely and miserable. Kurt can be soothing and persuasive, so I slept with him. Wasn't looking for Mr. Right.
I thought you liked Kurt.
It's my nerves. He wants to change me. He thinks I'm a freak.
I wonder what he would think of me. I'm freakier than thou.
He may fall for you. He thinks I'm too introverted, too neurotic. He hates it when I cry in the mornings. I can't help it. I think of the past, of the things that have happened to me.
Really? I never let my past bother me.
Well, I don't like to dwell on my past either. It's just that memories keep popping up and I have no control over them. Like this morning, I thought of Brandon not wanting me to keep the baby, not even coming with me to the abortion clinic, and then blaming me.
Okay, this is getting morbid.
Sorry about that. Kurt says he has a drug that wipes out painful memories. He says it's widely used in Europe. He wants to try it on me even though it hasn't been approved by the FDA. We had a big fight about it. What would I be without my memories?
I don't know. I like to forget bad memories.
You would be Kurt's ideal. A woman with no past.
It's good to know.
Yeah, I shouldn't have started out with him. You know, maybe I was a little tipsy that night and lost my sense of balance, but I should have waited for the man that was right for me. I need someone who's gonna hold me in his arms when I'm not feeling great, instead of some intellectual who condescends to me.
God, you really go for those intellectual types, don't you? Brandon, Kurt, and they make you miserable!
I like guys with brains.
Oh, you mean unlike me, I suppose, hanging out with losers.
You were always like that.
Okay.
In college, you couldn't help it. You know, there was Darren the drug dealer
Yeah.
and Jason the jazz pianist and Benton.
Yeah, I know. You don't need to go through the list. Everybody knows that I like guys who hang out at nightclubs. I fall for con artists and failed musicians. I like guys who make porn movies and run massage parlors. The only guys I haven't slept with are hardcore criminals. You know, someone who might kill you if you took him home for the night. That reminds me.
Don't say it.
Yes, Julian. Do you think he would remember what happened between us?
I don't know.
Well, it would be exciting. Sleeping with a murderer.
Paulina! For God's sake, don't call him a murderer. You know, Kate was telling Janice and me just before she left for the hospital that Julian had been given a raw deal. She was blaming the district attorney for playing politics and prosecuting him for murder instead of manslaughter. She said the DA did it to gain favor with the voters by being tough on a rich kid.
Do you think she's right?
I don't know. I would guess she was feeling she hadn't done enough for Julian. I mean, she'd only visited him a couple times in jail. I would think she was feeling she had failed as a mom.
Mm-hmm.
Pauline, the day before she left for the hospital, she made a new will giving Julian all her money.
She gave Julian all her money. God, you, me, and Janice were going to inherit it.
No, not anymore, but Kate told Janice and me that Julian will provide for us.
What? We need to go see her right
The
now!
hospital only allows one visitor at a time, and the housekeeper and the maid are there. Like I told you, maybe tomorrow. We'll see.
Well, she's not going to die before then, is she?
No, the doctor says she has abdominal aortic
What the
aneurysm.
fuck does that mean, Norma?
The main blood vessel in her stomach has ballooned up because its walls got weak, and the doctor advised her 2 years ago to have surgery to fix the problem, but she ignored him, and now the blood vessel is ruptured and she's hemorrhaging internally. They're going to do surgery, and they don't know if she'll survive.
If she dies, what's become of me? I won't have an allowance. I have exactly $314 in my fucking bank account.
Same goes for me, too. You know, Kate promised me funds for my project, and I bought stuff using my
No, Kate knows that she has to provide for
Well, I hope
us.
she does something to that effect. It's not good her telling us that Julian will take care of us when we haven't seen him all these years. Who knows what he'll do?
Well, we were good friends once.
Kate always said, he who has the checkbook has the last word. Julian has the checkbook.
Doesn't look good for us. Oh.
Hi, I'm Norma.
Ralph.
And this is Pauline.
Nice to meet you. Future senator from North Dakota.
It's North Carolina, Pauline.
Yeah, North Carolina. You must be Janice's sister?
Well, sort of. We grew up together as adopted kids.
Oh, sorry for
Okay,
this.
my turn. I'm Kate's brother's daughter. I'm also Kate's adopted daughter. Norma and Janice are my adopted sisters. We all claim to be sisters of Julian, Kate's adopted son, and now heir to the estate. Pretty confusing, eh, Senator?
She likes to play the clown.
Oh. We have freedom of speech in this country.
Oh, the First Amendment. Or is it the Fifth? The right to speak and the right not to speak. I mix them up.
Yeah, Janice texted me a few minutes ago. She wanted me to give you all a couple messages.
Shoot.
Let's see. First, Julian will arrive here at 4 o'clock.
I thought he was going to be here at noon.
Well, Kate's lawyer's taking him to a men's clothing store to buy him a new wardrobe. He didn't like what Julian was wearing.
Well, Julian doesn't have to put on clothes to meet his sisters.
Really?
Well, the lawyer wants to remove all reminders of prison life, I think. Anyway, after they get closed, he's going to take her to lunch to this club, and then he's going to drive him over here.
And what's the next message?
Janice has made arrangements with a caterer for dinner. It's going to be a 5-course meal. There's going to be, clam chowder, Caesar salad, lobster Newburg, roast duckling, and flourless chocolate cake.
Mmm, yummy. All my favorite things.
She said y'all should set the table.
Let the staff do it.
Yeah, that brings us to the third message, which is that the housekeeper and the maid don't want to stay in the house anymore.
What? They should be fired.
Oh, I know what's going on. They're afraid of Julian, aren't they?
That does seem to be the case.
Ralph, I think you should talk to them. Explain to them that there are 5 people staying in this house, no harm would come to them.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to change their minds. I mean, I can't say I blame them.
Are you saying you feel the same way about Julian?
Do you think Julian will go on a murder spree and kill us all?
Look, my experience tells me that once a killer, always a killer. Punishment doesn't reform a person.
You didn't want Julian to be released, is that it?
Well, I'm for capital punishment, or failing that, life imprisonment for anybody convicted of murder.
Even if he's wrongly convicted?
Well, now, see, I don't think Julian was wrongly convicted. Now, I had a chance to read the transcript of the trial. He had a very good defense lawyer who did his best to get him off.
Oh, no, I don't know about that. Yeah, usually, if you have a good defense lawyer, you can get away with murder.
What?
I knew this mafia guy. Danced with him at a club, he helped me buy a stolen car. Anyways, he told me that his boss had whacked 4 guys and got away scot-free after a trial.
Don't make up stories to annoy Ralph. Okay?
No, I'm all for free speech.
Ah, viva la force en même.
I forgot to give you the last of Janice's messages.
What's it?
She wants Kurt and I to clean the house.
Oh, bossy lady, isn't she? Giving out orders. She probably thinks of herself as a senator's wife already.
Be quiet. God. Kurt is clumsy. I wouldn't give him any cleaning assignment. He would break all the dishes.
Oh, no, I can do the dishes. He can sweep the floors, run the vacuum.
No, Kurt isn't good at that either. He'd blow a fuse or trip over the cord, wrap it around his legs, come crashing down.
I would love to see Kurt fall down.
Well, I can do the sweeping and the vacuuming. I mean, I'm used to it. I do it at home.
Okay, I'm bored.
Well, why don't you go upstairs and read a book? Or a magazine?
No, I don't want to sit around until Julian comes. I'll just drive to Boston and meet Janice.
That's not a bad idea. I'll come with you. We have to get wine for our party. The housekeeper left a note saying we're out of wine.
Well, let's go then.
All right, I'll text Janice, let her know you're coming.
Tell her to meet us at the cafe where we usually have lunch.
Norma, let's go.
All right.